Stress is extremely difficult to understand. The word stress is similar to the word success or failure or even happiness. Everyone has it, everyone can identify it, but it's different for all people. That's what makes stress so hard to define. Today I'd like to talk about why we have stress biologically as human beings. I'll talk about a scientist who is well known for his studies of stress in the human body, as well as how to deal and prevent long-term stress and how it can affect your ability to learn and function. When your body is introduced to a stressor, there are physical changes that happen. Your pupils dilate so you can see better, your heart rate increases so your muscles and other bodily functions can get more blood and oxygen, and your palms sweat, your adrenaline gives you a boost of energy. Your body goes into basically a hyperdrive. But when your body goes into hyperdrive, in order to heighten all your senses, your bodily systems are suppressed, your other bodily systems, so your immune system and your digestive system, which makes you more susceptible to illness and makes it difficult for your body to digest nutrients. The biological reasoning for all these changes that go on in your body is if that stressor that you are introduced to is a vicious animal or another human attacking you, these changes that go on could save your life. Stress is a defense mechanism. But why is stress so hard on an individual? Why is stress increasing our rates of depression and anxiety and mental illness up 20% every year? In the Western world, people are stressed, unhappy, and even unhealthy. This is because our stressors are things like assignments due, worry about getting into schools or universities, financial issues, or loss, divorce, stressors that happen over a long period of time. The problem with this is your body handles both stressors in the same way. This is when it becomes unhealthy. A fight or an attack would last a couple of minutes, whereas if you're stressed about getting into school, can last months and months on end. This is the difference between an acute stress and a long-term stress. Acute stress can be motivating and offer positive results in a fight or flight situation, but long-term stress is dangerous and can put a lot of strain on an individual's bodily systems. A renowned scientist broke it down into steps to figure out what happens within the body when we're introduced to a stressor. Hans Selye is an Austrian endocrinologist who studied in Montreal. He looked at the body as a body's response to stress as a biological response rather than just a mental response. Hans Selye once said, "Every stress leaves an indelible scar, and the organism pays for it in its survival after a stressful situation by becoming a little older." Hans Selye coined the term general adaptation syndrome, but to understand that, we first must understand the term endocrinology. Endocrinology is basically a study of medicine that studies glands and the secretion of hormones within our body. This is relevant because when your body is under stress, your adrenal glands release hormones into your blood system, and hormones send signals to your bodily functions to react because you're under stress. These hormones are called adrenaline and cortisol. So, general adaptation syndrome is what your body undergoes when you're introduced to a stressor. There are stages to this theory, basically. This chart shows your body's ability to cope with stress. The first stage is the alarm phase. Your body alarms you with a sudden jolt of hormones, and your body is now equipped with enough energy to handle a stressor. In this phase, your body reacts to a threat with a fight or flight response. You're more susceptible to illness in this part of the phase because your immune system is suppressed. The next phase is called stage of resistance. You're working to energize your body. Other processes are occurring to keep your energy levels controlled. Cortisol and adrenaline continue to circulate at high levels, but the appearance of the person seems normal. When we can become stuck in the stage if stress occurs over a long time. The final stage is the phase of exhaustion. If the stressor continues to this phase, people become exhausted and physically or mentally ill. The body's resources have been depleted and is unable to function at a regular capacity. Sleep is really, really important in this phase. Your body will be telling you that it's really tired and needs to sleep so it can recharge back to its stable levels of hormones. After manageable short-term stress, the body should be able to rejuvenate its hormone level to normal. Long-term stress can result in a breakdown mentally, physically, as well as lead to health issues. People who experience stress overload may see some of the following signs. Panic attacks, a feeling of constant pressure, irritability, moodiness, stomach problems, headaches, chest pains, allergic reactions, problem sleeping, sadness, depression, overeating. People resort to drugs and alcohol. A few general things that people our age might be affected by are changes in their body, such as hormones, school demands and frustrations, negative thoughts about themselves, their appearance or personality, problems with friends, peers, or family members, living in an unsafe environment, separation or divorce of parents, illness in their family or themselves, death is extremely stressful, moving homes or schools is stressful, taking on too many activities, high expectations, and financial problems. Now that you understand what physically happens when your body undergoes a stress, it should help you to understand how to manage your own stress. A few additional tips would be to exercise. When you're in a prolonged period of stress, getting your blood moving can help your systems work properly again. Exercise also releases hormones such as serotonin, and these chemicals make you feel happy. It also helps you metabolize your food and gives you the energy you need to get through a stressor. Thinking positive is also really important. It's much easier said than done. This is something that can be assisted with meditation or taking a break, doing something you love, picking up a hobby or sport. You can trick your brain into thinking that you're happy just by putting a smile on your face. And ultimately, this will also release happy chemicals. Having said that, you can't tell someone with depression or mental illness to just think positive. People with mental illness must take other approaches to becoming healthier again. If it's your environment that's stressful, put yourself in a more positive area. Pick up a hobby at school, outside. Even confining yourself to one place can be stressful in itself. If you decide to work all day on an assignment, do it in different places, the library, whatever, or place yourself by a window to make the space you're in feel a lot bigger. If you don't know how to deal or feel like the stress is too much for yourself, share. It's really, really helpful. There's a lot of support systems to the general public to use. There's hotlines, internet advice, psychiatrists that are professionals at helping people deal with stress and people that are in stressful situations. Or even in not stressful situations, they're just someone that you can talk to. Also, just telling someone that you know and trust can be a huge relief. It doesn't have to be professional, but it can be someone that you love. Getting someone else's perspective can be extremely helpful, but be willing to accept the knowledge that's given to you. When you're stressed, the brain is focused on the defensive stress, which makes it really hard to think clearly and learn. We process information best when we are happy and relaxed and have the proper nutrients. I hope that the information I've provided you today will help you manage stress so that you can function at your happiest and most efficient self. You should now be able to identify stress and its severities, know about general adaptation syndrome and its breakdown stages, and how stress affects your ability to learn, and how to prevent and handle all the stresses in your life. Thanks so much for your time.